Hello, my name is Leo. Welcome back for another episode of Ep3 as Merina Kingdom. In previous episode we managed to... Well, one of the important things is we've managed to pass the migration control, so now at least the non-discriminated pops are allowed to migrate between the states and into our nation, or sometimes out of the nation to be fair as well. But I don't think they'll be doing that too much, at least I hope not. But anyway, at least that's going to allow some mobility within our nation, and then of course eventually we might go and start... sort of accepting a bit more culture, let's just say, and that way we can maybe have more people move into Madagascar as well to increase the pops there. We're about to get a second level university in here. Actually, did we have a establish a university? Yeah, okay, we do have a thing for that, so that's actually good. And that will be done, well, as soon as it's fully hired, then it will get that. Oh, we actually get more GDP in the southern Madagascar. I mean, it's 50% and 49%, or 50 and 50. Higher learning. So university throughput plus 25%. Or empirism gets 2,500 points. That's usually the best option. Or medical decrees. I'm going to take that one. Because that's going to get us closer to the quinine and all that. So that's going to allow us to do colonization a bit faster. But yeah, if I could take... Actually, is this severe malaria? It is severe malaria, so I can't actually colonize in here yet. I could colonize in Douala, I suppose, but... What did they have as resources? Not all that much. Of course, if that opens up a potential route to invade Sokoto... There's lead and iron in Nigeria. That could be a potential interesting solution for our problem. Of course, we need a lot more military to be able to beat them. They've got quite a bit of army. Of course, this one... Well, there's a fair bit of peasants in here. So what we could do is just, you know, colonize these, set up a lot of barracks in there over time. Of course, we need to have a robust economy. Right now, it's... kind of weak still. There's only 2.1 million GDP, but you know, it's somewhat balanced at least. We're getting a bit more fabrics. We are going to get some more grocery production as soon as we get the grain price dropped, because I think that is the problem in here. It is fairly high price overall, but the groceries, there is a high demand for it. But again, how much? Oh, we've got 30% boost in here right now because of the modifier that we have in the state. So it should be producing 70 groceries plus at least 20% extra in the bureaucratic imbroglio. Minus 10% chance or just more enactment time. I'm going to take the enactment time. I'm not going to reduce the chance of serfdom abolishing unless we absolutely have to. And it looks like the intelligence here, they are slowly getting more clout there. Small conspiracy. Landowners are still quite upset. Mortality, I don't want to increase the mortality rate, but if we... do that, landowners are going to be upset, so that... Well, we don't actually lose that much taxes yet, so that's actually fine then. We're getting the furniture industry expansion, or extension right now, so that's good. And we're getting some luxury furniture in there, so at least we got some luxury items in our market. There might not be a lot of them. Ooh, and gunsmithing unlocked. I wonder what it's going to start spreading... Oh, mandatory service is spreading now. Alright then, so that's going to unlock the national militia law. And more conscriptable battalions. Let's actually have a look at the... So cotton gin, that is probably going to be done... It's going to be done most likely... It might be done before we get the international relations completed. So what we might want to do is get this deal working. We can get a lot of tool use going, but at the same time we can get a lot of wood. So the wood price is going to, well, not necessarily collapse, but it's going to be a lot cheaper, so we can maybe increase our construction speed again. Not, like, massively, but, like, maybe put in one extra... And that will help. And now we get a little bit more than 56 innovation per week. So that's definitely good news. I suppose another thing that we should do in the research is, well, we're going to get that. We could unlock the colonization, or we could go for the medical decrees, which would unlock the charity hospitals, which honestly would be pretty decent. Of course, there's a lot of other laws in here as well, or a lot of the text in there. But I suppose we'll go for the... Oh, right, empirism is spreading right now. We'll go for the medical decrees. Regardless, okay, the intelligence's clout has dropped a little bit. It's still slowly climbing upwards, so it's not too bad. But it will take some time before we get it to the levels that we need it to be in. And I think the legitimacy is actually slowly growing as well. Now, the government isn't too large, is it? No, it's just 2 groups. But I'm hoping that we can pass this law sooner rather than... Oh, we're getting another logging camp in southern Madagascar. And then a millet farm in northern Madagascar. Okay, well that's actually good. There's very important buildings there. So once we get to the laws where the private sector will be doing or taking more or a larger chunk of the construction sector, then that means that we'll have a bit more. Well, we might want to start focusing more on this sort of infrastructure and that sort of stuff, and let the private sector do a lot of it. Oh bollocks! Okay, I don't know if we can pass this now at 2%. We'll give it one more try. I mean, we are getting a bit of clout at least, so we might still be able to pass it. But it's not looking good, let's just say. But I'd rather, or I would love to pass the law, let's just say. But now we've got a really bad chance of doing it. I suppose if we have a look at the chances in here. So debate 44%, 0% for advance, and 53% for stall. So it's very likely that it will just stall again. And debate means that, well, it might go either way. So we are most likely not going to be able to pass the law yet. There we go, international relations. So we could get alliances or stuff like that. I don't think there's a lot of nations that I should be allying, though. Let's be honest. Why is the Portuguese army, by the way? Do they have an army in here? They do have some barracks. So there's irregulars with mobile artillery, okay. Resource boom. Ooh. Good. That's even more money. And now we're getting the coal mine in here, so that's something that we can start using. Oh, we've got 3 urban centers in here already. But we can start using that for at least some of the urban centers to get more service, because the service price is still... Actually, is it still... Oh yeah, it's still a little bit elevated. It's not too bad, but we could probably make it a little bit cheaper. Oh man, 2.5% chance of passing this law. If it does pass, then I am surprised. But then that would start reducing the landowners' clout a lot, to be fair, or influence a lot. So that would be still beneficial. I don't think it's going to pass. We might need to just stop that law and try passing some other laws for a little bit. I don't know which ones we can sort of afford trying, but we'll figure out something. Emancipators. Ooh. I'm going to take the guaranteed increase in there. Okay, we only got the 10% increase in there. But there we go. Now it's almost 13% again. So, oh, and cotton gin. There we go. Well, we don't have any cotton plantations, so the cotton gin itself isn't all that interesting. But lei, which is now spreading to us, is very interesting. So actually, that's going to be... Well, we're getting the steel working already. That's going to take a while. The lei is probably going to take quite a while as well. But I'm going to put that as one in the queue already. Oh, Britain colonizing Rift Valley already. But it's just spreading over here as per usual. So I can't really get into the Africa over there. I might still be able to get in here if I can get the interest place there, but I don't have enough points to put in there. But Congo as an interest area could probably be fine. Once we do have the option. Oh, North German Federation has already formed. Alright then, good on them. And it looks like Russia and Ottomans are fighting. Oh, and Egypt is probably also in that one. Eastern Thrace Treaty... Hold on a minute. I think they're going to Constantinople as a treaty port. I don't know if that's actually the case, but... Oh no, they can't be giving that. Maybe it's Gallipoli or something. So that's going to be an interesting... If the Russians actually win that. But also, it seems like Egypt is going to be fairly strong in this playthrough, so that's kind of an interesting turn of events. I suppose since I'm not supporting them with my economy this time around, it probably... makes a bit of a difference there. Oh, we do need a bit more... Okay, let's get another logging camp in here. That'll be done. And the steelworking is still 1.5 years away. We might want to get another university soon enough. We'll get another one in the southern Madagascar. Just to have a little bit extra on both. And then we'll probably start building up the northern Madagascar one. So how's the paper price going right now? It's still a little bit lowered, so that's not too bad. Okay. Oh, prison is going to be expanding into Maasai, so they'll probably just conquer all of it. Oh, right, okay, so it's just going to be colonizing faster. Oh, we have abolished the serfdom, ladies and gentlemen. Huzzah. Okay, well, at this stage, what we might want to do is we'll reform the government, we'll put in the clergy in there, so the legitimacy is going to go up, and now we can start passing stuff like the religious schools, which does have a decent support for it. And then that's going to start improving the literature rates and all that. So there we go. That was a very successful endeavor in there. But that's also going to start unlocking the better taxation. Well, actually, maybe not the taxation, but we can now, well, technically speaking, with the industrialists, we could try passing the interventionism, but even if we could just get the agrarianism, for that, of course, we need to get the romanticism. So that's not going to be available quite yet, but that is at least underway. So we've actually gotten some of the laws very nicely. North Madagascar service industries and manufacturing industry throughput plus 10% for 2 years. I will take it. There we go. Oh, right, the shipyards aren't really hiring everything because there's not that much clippers needed. Well, that's fine. We don't really need to worry about that one too much. Getting the millet farms in the northern Madagascar, so I'm guessing the grocery price might be slowly dropping. They still haven't hired everyone, but that's mostly because the grain price is pretty darn high. The population is at least slowly growing. It's, well, about 16,000 per year, at least predicted. So it's getting better. Oh, local police force does have a bit of support there. Okay, well, we'll try to pass the religious schools first. Local police force, oh right, landowners would also support that. So that would be something that we could pass quite easily, but it's not necessarily something that I want to pass. Let's be honest. Another thing that we will probably start, or will need to start using soon enough is, or building soon enough, is a government administration. We'll probably build one in the capital at least. Arms industry would be quite nice as well, but we can't really afford that. Oh. They've actually... Okay, just conquered all the British area here. They probably managed to conquer all of that before the British troops even arrived there, to be fair. Academic assistance. Oh. Okay, 10% enactment success chance, or we lose some of the university building throughput, which means that innovation will probably drop. No, I'm just going to take the 10% chance, so we've got 25% chance now, so I'm very certain that soon enough we'll pass that law. Then that does mean that we'll need a bit of bureaucracy, but it's not going to be too bad. But I do want to get the literary rate climbing up. I mean, we could already have innovation up to 81, I believe. No, it's about 69.5. So yeah, we're still pretty far away from that. We're slowly catching up to it. So after the university, we'll get the government administration. What do we need most? I mean, groceries is still something that we need a lot, but I suppose it's mostly the grain price that is affecting there. So let's just build another millet farm. I'm sure that that will be useful. What are we investing in? Oh, the private sectors. The paper mill in southern Madagascar. Alright. It's not necessarily the worst. Oh yeah, Russia got Gallipoli as their treaty port there. And it's... Well, usually it's still holding on to Adana. I don't know what they got in that. Maybe it was war reps or something. Oh, Bahrain is having a revolt there. Alright then. Unfortunately, I can't really go up north yet. I mean, to be fair, Ethiopia is another area that we could, if we get the sort of prestige to get there, or to declare interest. I don't think we... Yeah, no. Insufficient taxation capacity. Oh, hold on a minute. Discipline and punish. And then my time minus 15%. Minus 2. Yeah, we'll take that one so we can pass this law faster. So where's the taxation capacity? Southern Madagascar is actually having a problem there. Now, to be fair, once we get the... in society, centralization research, we could probably put that in the queue. So we can then get the road maintenance decree as well. But that's going to increase the tax capacity at least to some degree. And increase the home affairs and all that sort of stuff. But there we go, we've gotten some of the good laws already passed. Or at least better laws passed. So we are slowly climbing out of the sort of hole that we have in here. Oh, there we go, the university is now hiring, so we'll get even more innovation. It's not going to be initially a massive increase in there, but it's okay, I'd say. And then we're building the government administration, the millet farms. Is there anything else? We could put in another consumption tax, maybe. I mean, coffee would only be 200, so it's not really that much. 400 from tea, at least. And these are on the medium, so we are... Well, I suppose the government expenditures have been growing a lot. That's probably causing some of the issue. Oh, armed forces no longer supporting the local police force. Alright then. There we go, we've got 58 total innovation per week. And if we were to build yet another university... Oh, right, we got the coal mine, but we didn't start using it. I'm going to put this... Oh, market stalls. That would increase the class price a lot. I'm going to put in the street lights at least. And then what we're going to do, we're going to probably build another level for the coal mine. And we should be producing 25, so that's almost enough already. But we are going to be using a bit more over here as well, most likely for this urban centre. But there we go, religious schools. Education access plus 10%, conversion plus 20%. That's good. and we're about to get the steel working. It should be basically done. Right, so is there other laws that we should be passing? I mean, the health system is something that we need to wait for a little bit. Slave trade... Oh! Oh my goodness. The devout actually support the ban of slavery. Now, to be fair, that would radicalize the landowners, so it's not necessarily that great. I do wonder, though, if we were to have a government without the landowners, I know that's going to have a massive penalty on there, but if we were to get the intelligentsia... Nope. Okay. So, maybe not then. And since the landowners are not happy enough for that, so I don't think it's necessarily going to be working quite yet on banning slavery, but we can get a little bit closer. Let's go ahead and get the logging camp over here to use the sawmills, and that's going to give us a lot more wood. It's also going to start increasing the tool need, so we might need to build another level for this at some point. Although, how many... We should be producing 30 plus... Yeah, close to 40 is what we will be producing, well, producing at full speed. So I think that might still be fine in terms of tool need. But that is at least improving the amount of wood that we have, so actually the wood price is... It's plus 10% still. But if we were to increase it, well, I suppose this would require a lot of tools, wouldn't it? Yeah, it's 5 per... Okay, so we're not going to upgrade that one yet. But I suppose if we were to increase the tooling workshop level, then we can start producing a lot more wood in the southern Madagascar as well, and that would already be reducing the wood price drastically. And standard living has actually started increasing a little bit, so it's 10.5, which is roughly where we started with. Now we're making some more money again, so that's good. And we're getting the millet farm. Oh right, and we got the government administration, so that's going to require a little bit more paper, perhaps. Actually, no, it doesn't use paper yet. Once we go for the filing cabinet, it will, but right now we don't need anything, so that's actually quite handy. Now we're researching the medical decrees. What else did we actually unlock with that steel working? So it's the steel mills, raw iron tools, which, to be fair, we don't have iron, so that's not necessarily particularly useful. But actually, getting the extra tooling workshop is going to be really important once we get the lathe unlock as well. Burundi is improving relations. Alright then. So Great Britain might actually lose this war here. Unless they do a landing there, but they might be busy somewhere else. No, they've only got one war. Are they failing to do landings? I don't know. Whatever it might be, they're not doing strong. Right, at least we abolished the serfdom. We don't have any of the trade laws unlocked yet, so that's a problem. Slavery ban, I mean, I wouldn't mind passing that. I mean, what I could do is I could go for the legacy slavery first. I would reduce the landowners' political strength regardless. They would be slightly upset by that, but not quite as much. And I think once we then ban the slavery, it's a bit of a smaller step. So I think what we'll do is we'll try to pass that one. It starts with pretty good support in there as well. So that's definitely good news for us. Intelligentsia would be 8%, but of course intelligentsia can't really be in the government quite yet. At least not at the same time as the devouts are. Not gaining a lot of money, but that's fine. We're getting the second coal mine now. Coal price is a little bit elevated. I mean, we are going to be using the coal over here in the urban center as well. But slowly but surely, we are getting GDP higher and higher. It's only 2.7 right now, but the fact that we do have coal is going to allow us to do a lot more automation in this run than what we were doing in the previous one. Of course, that's going to be very much needed because our population or workforce is kind of limited, let's just say. And the fact that we got a quite high mortality rate. I mean, we are improving the pop size slowly but surely. And then, yeah, legacy slavery, if we can pass this quickly, then that's already going to mean that the amount of slaves that we have, or at least the amount of slaves in the future that we'll have, will be a lot less, so there's going to be a lot more laborers, which means that the standard of living will again go up a little bit. It's not necessarily going to be massive. Of course, it's going to cost us a little bit more, or at least the factories and such. It's going to, well, not necessarily factories, but a lot of the, like, logging camps and farms and such, which do use a lot of slavery. Still for us at least, so that means that those will not necessarily make as much. Oh, Queen intervenes in the political process. Both the devouts and the intelligentsia would hate that, but they've both got plenty of approval, so I will take that plus 20% there. Thank you very much. The landowners would still be very, or they are quite upset, so I don't think we'll be able to pass the slavery ban completely yet, but if we go for the legacy slavery first, and then after that we can go for the slavery ban, and I think it's gonna only be minus 10 for the... Oh, alright, there's another nation over here. Oh, so Great Britain, I think they did lose it, but they... Oh, right, they lost Rift Valley completely. They are still colonizing Kenya, at least. They lost all their colony in there. Well, good on them. The natives, that is. Our African brothers here. 3 more months for the medical decrees. That's going to allow us to get the charity hospital then. Is there any... We can't upgrade the institution over here yet. But we can slowly start moving towards that way. But again, until we can start buying iron to make our own weapons and that sort of stuff, we are not necessarily going to be able to expand all that much. What I might want to do, though, is... Well, how's the shipyard doing? So, if we were to start building more man of wars, then... Well, the clipper price would go up a lot. Actually, we're not necessarily going to do that. What we are probably going to do is we're going to build a second shipyard in the south. And one of them is going to be doing the clippers, or clippers and man of wars, and one... Oh, lost stalled. Okay, that's minus 15%. That's not great. We're still higher than what we started with, though, so it's potential that we'll win that. Or get that passed soon enough. Oh, the trade unions are the only interest group that are not influential, interestingly enough. Right, the tea tax is only 500. Oh, medical decrease done. Good. That is actually very nice. Now we're working on the tooling workshop. After that, we don't have anything queued up yet. We've got the paper mill and millet farm underway. Over there, I suppose. I'm going to start building a little bit of the... Oh, I can't build the naval bases yet. Hold on a minute, what do I need for that? Admiralty. Oh, right, well, that solves that issue then. We did place these to be using... Yeah, they are using clippers. The clipper price isn't too bad either. Right now, so that's good news. What do we need in... Oh, grocery. Okay, let's go ahead and give the food industry a bit of an upgrade there. Although, I suppose it's mostly just the... Yeah, no, we're not going to upgrade that one. As a matter of fact, we just need to build more millet farms. Right now, I mean, what I suppose I could even do is just maintain a single crop. Less sugar production. A lot more millet farms, or a lot more food production there. I suppose we could switch the ones over here to produce at least some fruits and sugar, so that's going to help. And then we'll upgrade the sugar plantation there another level. So now we've got the medical decrees already. We got the empirism as well, okay. So that's Liberal Party, partly schools, total separation of church and state, and increases the education access base as well. A little bit more, and we gain some more influence, and we could invest more in education, is that so? It is. I'm gonna do that. The more powerful we can make the devout at this stage, the better it's gonna be in terms of banning the slavery and all that. Bureaucratic imbroglio. It's gonna take more time, and it's gonna cost us a bit more bureaucracy, but I'm not gonna make it less likely to pass at least. The Fumatory article. We can afford losing a little bit of authority. We've got over 300 extra there. I suppose that is also helping a little bit with passing the law here. Or trying to pass it anyway. Well, the Armed Forces leader retired, so what is the new one? It's moderate. So it doesn't really change the stances in there. Alright then. We've got a pretty good ratio with the radicals and the loyalists though, so that's definitely good news for us. How's the wood price? It's a little bit elevated. Fabric price is also a little bit elevated, but what I suppose I could do, I'm going to queue up another construction sector over here. I'm not going to put it to the top of the list. Just let it be there, because once we get the tooling workshop upgraded, we're going to afford increasing the wood production drastically. I suppose we're also getting the laser. That's going to be something that we can use as well. That's going to be like 3 months at most. And then we'll get the centralization. Oh, right, so spreading the law enforcement there. But centralization is going to unlock the filing cabinets, the taxation capacity, and it's also going to unlock the road maintenance, which are all very good things. No one's colonized that area yet. But of course, I can't set interest in there, so that's a bit of a problem for me. We've got 20% chance for passing the legacy slavery. Only 3 weeks away with the lathe. So we'll have that soon, and then we can start improving our construction or production speeds a lot. So we've got the second level for the tooling workshop. They are still hiring, but I suppose there's not enough demand. There we go, lathe. So I suppose, first of all, let's go for the textile mill. I know that that one's going to be very useful. So that doesn't use actually any tools. It just uses a bit more dyes, but that is going to increase the amount of clothing that we do, which means that the clothing price is going to start dropping. And then the furniture, if we put in the lathes there, that's only going to be tool. And that's going to increase the amount of furniture available, so that's also good. Then the paper mill, well, actually not really paper mills. The class work, that would require lead to get the leather class, so that's got to be off the, or outside of our reach right now. What else did it unlock again? Let's take a quick gander. So it's glassworks, furniture, and textile. Okay, so we already went through all 3 of those. There we go. And then I suppose we might still have a little bit extra tools available, so we can put this in here. So the wood price is going to start dropping a lot, which means that the standard of living is probably going to start increasing, which is definitely good news. Oh, prospecting is spreading. Okay, that's quite nice. And legacy slavery, we got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 sold. Down to 5%. Okay. That's a bit of a shame, let's just say. Oh, actually, if we stop this one then, we got 14% chance of trying to pass the slavery ban itself. Okay, I have plan potentially. Nope, that would not be possible. Okay, well in that case, let's just reset and not reform the government. But if we do pass the slavery ban, landowners would be upset, but they would not radicalize because of that. And we'll have a bit better chance of doing that than trying to pass the legacy slavery, so I'm going to go for it. It will cost us a bit of money due to the lack of tax income, or reduced tax income, but it's not the end of the world. If we can ban the slavery now, rather than just go through the legacy slavery, that will already be a lot better for us. And oh, standard of living is 11.1. We're number 91 worldwide. So it's not great, but you know, it's better than nothing. Which is, I know that this is not a lot of action in these episodes yet, but first we need to get ourselves a functioning nation, let's just say, before we are going to start expanding. Because right now our military is rubbish, basically everything else is rubbish, but if we can get a good economy to support a lot of universities, we can start catching up in tech quite a bit. And one of those things is reducing the slavery, or removing the slavery. That is going to be a massive reduction in the landowners' power, which means that we can then maybe have a bit more of the other factions in power. Although I think we'll still need to keep the landowners in power to some degree. Oh, there we go, education level 2. And that's going to be improvement on the literature rate, which is already almost 16%. No, it is 16% now. There we go. We started with 7.1, so it's more than doubled by now. And we're going to get another sugar plantation done. There we go, that's the construction sector. Let's have a look at the market. So tools are pretty high price, so we might as well build another tooling workshop then. What is the private sector? That's the paper mill and the millet farm. Okay. Credit where credit's due. We could credit the industrialists, they get a bit more power. Or trade unions. Oh yeah, industrialists will get the credit. Because we do need the industrialists for some of the laws. Plantation proponents policies. Minus 10% chance, or we got a chance of getting better. There we go, we succeeded in getting the 50% there. Which, to be fair, there was a 3/4 chance for it, but my luck with these laws is not always guaranteed. But anyway, we are unfortunately out of time for this episode, so if you enjoyed it, a little like and subscribe if you haven't already. Also got the links down below in the description, but other than that, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, bye bye.